Yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Action Jackson. And in today's video, guys, I'm going to be going over since I am doing this post-game reaction after the New Orleans Saints and Tampa Bay game, I'm going to be updating you guys on the seedings and what the possible seedings could look like at the end of the season. And I'm also going to be giving you guys my thoughts about the New York Giants after we beat the New York Giants. All right, man, let's hop into it. Let's get it, man. So, hopping just straight into it, man. We beat the New York Giants today, 21-6. It's the same song and dance. Defense did its job, carried us. Our offense was stagnant. But in this game, it wasn't Dak's fault. Even though it hasn't been Dak's fault a while, for a little bit. He obviously hasn't been playing his best. But it's obviously hard when your offensive line can't pass block nor run block. And plus when your top receiving weapons are dropping passes. So, not saying Dak played perfectly, but a lot of those contribute to him not having better performances with a lot of drops and everything like that. So, that was pretty much the tall tale of the offense today. Offense couldn't block for Dak as much. Dak was always he had pressure in his face everywhere he went. Hopefully, I don't know how we can get the offensive line better. I saw them shape-shifting it up today. I understand we didn't have Tyron Smith in today, and we were playing around with Terrence Steele in and out of the lineup, things like that. So I felt like we could have done a whole lot better today, obviously. But, I'm fine. I'm willing to take it. If anything taught you about today is that any given Sunday, anything can happen. And that top team that you said is unguardable, or they're a team that's going to be hard to face in the playoffs or whatever. Look at Arizona. Everybody was on Arizona. Everyone loved Arizona. Oh, this is a potential Super Bowl team. And look, and out of their last 3 games, they're 1-2, and they lost to a Detroit team who's going to have a top 2 pick at the end of the season. Like, they're already eyeing for either a quarterback or a top D end. So, and then they just lost to the Rams, who were, a great majority of their best players were out of COVID. So, so it is what it is. Anything happened in this league, and everyone likes to get on Dallas. Tampa Bay scored I believe in 2 games because they got shut out today. And then the first time they played the New Orleans Saints, they only scored like 27 points. In 2 games, they only scored 27 points. Like, come on now. And that was the same Saints team that we beat by 2 scores. Now, come on. So, the NFL is going to be crazy, and I won't be too harsh on the Cowboys because if you look at the past couple of weeks, nobody has been looking that well, and we've continuously have been winning games ever since Thanksgiving. So, and I believe we're going to keep on winning games. So, like I said, CD had a bunch of drops. There was a bunch of drops by our receivers and running backs and things like that. And also another thing I noticed that we also do better is that we finally put big Connor Williams in at left guard, and we started to run the ball a bit better today. And then we also ran away from the fact that when we would put Connor McGovern in at fullback, we would have better running efficiencies, man. Like, we would run the ball at a bigger clip because we had a big boulder dude plowing DBs, linebackers, and safeties. So I don't know why Dallas got away with that. I felt like we run the ball a whole lot better when we have McGovern in at fullback. That's something I also noticed as well. So, offense, we still have 3 games. I believe 2, but if we take care of I believe we just keep taking care of our business, we're going to end up having a top 2 seed. And who knows, we might get the number 1 seed. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. So, yeah, I feel like offense can still get a bit better. We have we still got 2 games going in. So, yeah, man. So, let's talk about this defense real quick, man. Let's get it. So, as you can tell, Trevon Diggs got his 10th interception today. It was a pretty controversial interception, but anyway, at the end of the day, they called it as an interception. Malik Hooker been balling out as well. He grooming into the defense. He's finally getting his footing, and he's starting to come along as one of our best defensive players as well. So that's another top safety we have that's balling out for us. Not to mention, we still have Donovan Wilson, who still have yet to join the roster. So it's going to be pretty nice when our defense is really at full strength. We're basically there at full strength. Obviously, as you guys heard with other Cowboy YouTubers, I'm pretty sure they reported as well, we had Tristan Hill and also Odighizuwa out with COVID, so they weren't able to participate in today's game, which is fine. We're going to get them next week versus Washington. We're going to tear them up too. But it is what it is. Defense did its thing today. We had 3 interceptions. We had a pick from Trevon Diggs. Obviously, that's how he got his 10th. Malik Hooker got his first interception today. And then Jordan Lewis got his career high. He caught 1 interception. And his career high now, 3 interceptions, which is really great for him. So, our secondary was doing his job. D-line did his job today. DeMarcus Lawrence, proving a lot of Cowboy haters wrong, or a lot of Cowboy fans who doubted him and said that we shouldn't pay him a whole lot of money because, he doesn't get a lot of sacks, But he does more than just, like I said in previous videos, he does more than just get sacks. He did what he did today. He's all up in the quarterback's faces. He gets pressures. He's great in the run department and things like that. So we're fine in that area. It's going to be scary when we can get a full dominant DeMarcus Lawrence, because you figure DeMarcus Lawrence, he hasn't really got a whole lot of play time up under him. He only played 1 game. He only played that 1 game in Tampa, and then dude was off for football. Hasn't done anything really football related for almost 10 weeks. Then he comes back and he still creates mayhem against the Saints, and then he comes out and balls out against the Washington football team and things like that, and the New York Giants. So he's been doing his thing ever since he's been coming back, which I'm really proud of him. Randy Gregory, man, I really like where our defense is at right now. We're gaining a lot of confidence. And you figure, after the bye week, they have a stat that we let up less than 19 points a game. That Denver was a blip, but that was more on the offense, not going for it on short downs and everything like that. So, yeah, I'm really proud of where the defense is at. I know the offense can come and pick it up. We just need to have just better play calling. We can't be running 3rd and 7 draws towards the goal line. We got to be catching our passes. We got to be blocking better, pass pro and our run blocking. It's the little things that get you caught, man. It's just the little things. And then I believe it's just the little things we need to fix before we go into the later part of January. So that's it, talking about what happened in today's game, man. So let's talk about next week and heading into that game. Here's our remaining schedule. We got a Week 16 Sunday Night Football matchup against the Washington football team. I don't know whether or not that game is still going to be a Sunday night game, just due to the fact that we don't know what's going to happen with Washington. Because if Washington loses on Tuesday, since they postponed the games because Washington's almost entire roster got plagued with COVID, they were most likely having to postpone the games, even though the NFL is funny style about that, because the NFL said originally at the beginning of the year that if one roster was completely depleted because of 19, that they were just going to have to forfeit the game. So now, since Washington wasn't following protocols, they had to postpone the game as well. They did the same thing with the Browns, but that's the Browns, and they have no implication with us in the NFC. Maybe they might on Christmas, but I'm just talking about right now. So if Philly wins, we automatically clinch the division. We already clinched the East. And like I already said before in previous videos, and I think I even said in the offseason, our goals, we're not like what the Browns were. The Browns, they were just lucky enough to make the playoffs and things like that. Like, we're not one of these teams who's been picking top 10, top 5 for the past 30 years, where our only goal is to just win the division. We've won the division before with a great amount of players that's been on this roster before. We won the division before. We're not looking for a measly little ass NFC East division champ anymore. Like, we're too. Obviously, I think we have the team who can. I believe that with the team built, with the way the team's constructed now, I honestly believe that we're more than just, our main goal right now should just be winning the NFC East. I believe we already had the NFC East wrapped up back in November, but we didn't take care of business then. But I'm more than confident now. I already knew we was gonna have this division wrapped up in December, so if Philly takes care of business, whether or not, it don't matter. Because if they don't, I'm pretty sure all we have to do is win next week, and we'll clinch it. I'm pretty sure we're in the playoffs anyway. I don't need an official entitlement by the NFL. We have 10 wins. Obviously, we have, you look at our remaining schedule. We can beat Washington no matter if they're at their full strength or not. Arizona has been slacking tremendously, which I had a feeling they were, because they dropped the Rams game. The Rams are a playoff team, but you lost to the Detroit Lions, which was shocking. But then if you look at the rest of their schedule, they still got to play the Colts, who are still fighting for a playoff spot, and they can possibly get knocked out by like Cleveland or Pittsburgh if possible. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So, and then you still got the Ravens. Yeah, they're out of playoff contention, but the Colts are still trying to maintain playoffs. So they're gonna play balls to the wall against Arizona. They're gonna have to play us when we play them. That's gonna be America's game of the week. But not only that, we're still fighting to have a top 2 seed, maybe possibly. Everyone's still, only one team and one team per conference can get a bye week. So we're trying to get that bye week, so that's why we can have extra rest and things like that, and you have a better chance at getting to the title game and Super Bowl if you don't have to play that first round. So it doesn't matter, but I still want to get the top 2 seed. I'll talk about that in just a little bit. So yeah, so going over again our remaining schedule, we have Washington on Sunday night. We win the division. Or possibly Philly wins on Tuesday, we get the division. But either way, I still believe we have this division wrapped up, whether or not we win on Sunday night next week, or if Philly takes care of business and they beat them on Tuesday. It doesn't matter. I'm not rooting for Philly to beat them. It is what it is. Arizona, play them at the late window, whatever that is for you guys. 2 o'clock for me, it might be 1 o'clock for you guys in the West Coast. East Coast people might be 4 o'clock. I don't know, but still, it's going to be a pretty late game. Philly, we play them last game at Philly. So it is what it is. It's fine. We don't go to Arizona. Arizona plays us again. We have 2 straight home games, and we've been known to have, a pretty good offense when we're at home. So hopefully we pick up our offense in the next 2 weeks. We should be fine. So now I'm done talking about the remaining of the schedule and what it could possibly look like. I'm going to give you guys an outlook of the seeding for right now, man. So let's hop into it. So after all today's matchups, I know you guys only see the top 2 seeds, but I believe I remember how it goes. So number 1 right now is the Packers. We could have possibly been number 1 today if Ravens wasn't trying to play analytical football, but they do. So it is what it is. It's part of their culture. You can't really drag them down for that, because they've always been doing that. They're always a team that likes to take risks and things like that. But they cost them 2 games. This game and then the Pittsburgh game, trying to play analytical football, trying to play advanced stats, trying to play math and all the other dumb stuff. But it is what it is. So, they're at the number 1 seed. We're number 2. We're at number 2. I understand that we have the same record as Tampa and Arizona, I believe. But the only reason why we go over Tampa, I understand that some of you guys are a little bit confused. Maybe, I'm not sure. But if you guys are already on top of it, that's great. But for the people who do not know, the only reason why we're number 2 seed and we're in front of Tampa is because we have a better NFC record than Tampa. I believe our record is like 8-1 or 7-1 right now in NFC division record. So since we have a better NFC record, that's the reason why we're ahead of Tampa right now. So the seeding goes: Packers 1, we're 2, Cowboys 2, Bucks are at 3, and the Arizona Cardinals at 4. Then you got the Rams at 5, Santa Clara Niners at 6, and then you got the New Orleans Saints who just won today. That would put them at 7. And I don't think the NFC matchups, that Seattle game won't really matter, because I think even if Cardinals win, they don't take over the NFC West, I don't believe, because they have I think they have 4 or 5 losses. But if they have 4 losses, then they possibly could take over the West. But it won't matter, because if playoffs were to end, they still would play each other no matter what. I think the only implication is where they would play each other is the only thing that would be the difference. So honestly, we still can get the number 1 seed, which is still crazy to believe, in late December. Because earlier, before we even got to 10 wins, it looks like, I'm not talking about when we were 7-1. I'm talking about when we were 7-3, 6-3, or whatever. 7-3, 7-4. It looks like we were going to be like a 4th seed, and then everybody else started taking their L's. We whipped. We got it together. We walked. We got some wins together. Got us up to 10 wins. So now it's still possible we can get the number 1 seed. For us to get the number 1 seed, I think we just, if the Browns can most likely take care of business on Saturday, Christmas, and if Green Bay loses, I think we still end up having a better NFC divisional record than Green Bay. We can possibly get the number 1 seed, even though we'll possibly still have the same record. But even though we still have the same record, we'll be better. We have a better NFC record, I believe, over the Packers, so we'll be number 1. Obviously, we want Green Bay to lose a couple more games, which is still possible, because they still have the Cleveland Browns, and I believe they still have to play Minnesota, who still wants to get into the playoffs, obviously. And then I believe they play Detroit, and unless Detroit wants to play spoilers, which will be cool or whatever, but I really doubt it, because if Green Bay plays Detroit week 18, and Detroit will probably tank it. They'll probably tank it on purpose here and there, just if they can get the number 1 pick, they will. But it's fine. Hopefully we still can get the number 1 seed. I'm really looking forward to, if we can get this number 1 seed, man, I'll be really ecstatic. And especially we roll in hot and we win, because you figure we went out, we would have been on a 6 or 7 game winning streak, and then you would have a bye week to prepare, an extra week to rest, extra week to prepare for whoever you play and things like that. That'd be really nice. And then the playoffs will have to come through Dallas, which will be super nice as well. So yeah, man, that's it for the video. Hope you guys have nice holidays, everything like that. I see you in the next video. Bye.